You don't fuck with me, nigga, fuck you. You a pussy nigga, I can't trust you. These hoes, nigga, I don't lust them. Niggas sit around like a hoe, talk about a nigga like a pussy nigga. These niggas don't wanna see you making less shit gon' help benefit them. On a nigga got him in town, yeah, baby.
Call it a professional robbery.
I know who you are. That love, the outlaw hunts
What's
down.
going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we are back with another movie review, and we have The Harder They Fall. Going into this movie, I guess I knew what to expect, but I didn't know what type of style they were going to go with. And going from the trailers, it was looking like they was going for a more upbeat style, as far as more stylistic, as far as it not being much of a greedy Western, like, you know, like traditional Westerns or whatnot. And I think when my first viewing of this movie is coming from being conditioned and being used to watching other Westerns. Like I said, my grandpa used to watch Westerns. My grandma to this day still watch Westerns. I never was a person that liked Westerns. I never watched Westerns like that. But I, at moments, had no choice because I had to watch them with my grandparents. But that being said, watching this and watching other Westerns, I've enjoyed recent Westerns that have been made, well, remade. You have The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington. I enjoyed that one, the remake of that one. Even with that one, that's not really a gritty looking one. That's kind of bright and stylistic a little bit, somewhat. Even Django Unchained, of course, that one, Quentin Tarantino, Jamie Foxx, that is very much styles. But I do enjoy both of those. I really enjoy Django. I know there's a lot of controversy with that one. I enjoy Django Unchained. I do. As far as The Harder They Fall, first glance at this, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into the plot first of all. This is a revenge story. And this type of revenge story, even with Westerns I've seen, you done seen this a million times. The thing about it is, you haven't seen it in this way as far as having this phenomenal all-black cast, and I'm going to say it again, phenomenal cast. You don't get, and shout out to, if they did get a couple newcomers in here, I didn't notice it. I knew everybody in this movie. All of them. Even the dude, what's his name, man? What's his name? I don't want to miss his name. R.J. Cyler, who plays Jim Buckworth. He's the fast-talking gunslinger. He the one always trying to, he's the one feel like he can draw faster than Lakeith Stanfield's character. He was the Blue Ranger. And you can tell, if you give him the right material, he can do some things. Because he played in that Scream TV show with Keke Palmer, Tiger, and them. And that, man, that show was trash anyway. But his acting in it make it seem like, who is this nigga? No. But in this, and even in the Power Ranger movie, and even, I think he done been in something else, you can tell if he got the right material, he's a phenomenal actor. Before I get into the plot, the cast, man. You got everybody in this movie, man. And I mean, it comes to points where it's a robbery at the beginning of the movie, and when they take their mask off, I'm like, damn, this is Damian Wayne's son in here, Damian Wayne Jr. Like I said, as far as the cast, though, you have, of course, Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz, you got Regina King, Jonathan Majors, Lakeith Stanfield, I already said R.J. Cyler, Delroy Lindo, legendary Delroy Lindo, Spike Lee movies, everything. You got Danielle Deadwyler. Danielle Deadwyler, she plays this girl named Kathy Williams. She's like this tomboyish, like real tough girl in here. She reminded me of Taraji P. Henson. And if you've seen the movie, you know why. Her eyes in particular, she really reminded me of Taraji, man. She's one of my favorite characters in the movie, by the way. You got Edi Gathi, who plays Bill Pickett. You done seen him in the Twilight movies. He was in X-Men First Class. What's the name, man? What's my man? Deon Cole. I did not recognize Deon Cole in this movie. I did not. He playing a dude named Wiley Esco. He has gold teeth in here. I did not recognize him, man. He phenomenal in here. You have Woody McClain, my man, who played Bobby Brown, and he playing on Power Book 2 right now. He got a cameo in here. Like I said, I had everybody in here. Like I said, Damian Wayans Jr., This is a phenomenal cast. I had to try to name everybody I could, because like I said, I enjoyed everybody in this movie, man. I must say though, going into this and first glancing at this, and when I'm first watching it, it was like, I done seen this before, but I get what they was doing. I definitely want to say that I feel like the story is made on purpose in this way, because yeah, we know exactly what we're doing, but it hasn't been done in this way. Not only has it not been done in this way, it hasn't been done by a cast like this. You have black people on this side, and you got black people on this side playing cowboys or whatnot. Not only that, they tell you at the beginning of this, maybe the events of the story are not real and they falsely based, but the characters and the people who playing the cowboys, the people they naming in the movie as far as the cowboys, they are real. Even the girls, Stagecoach Mary, who Zazie Beetz I think's play, Regina King's character, Trudy Smith, the people in here, and especially Delroy Lindo's character, Bass Reeves, he's based on the real Lone Ranger. You done heard of the Lone Ranger, but the black Lone Ranger, the real Lone Ranger, the first one. But he's based on the real Lone Ranger, Delroy Lindo's character. Like I said, man, this is a phenomenal cast. Like I said, I want to say the plot before I get into things as far as what I liked and what I didn't like so much about the movie. This is a revenge story. You pretty much have an outlaw who was played by Jonathan Major, who plays an outlaw named Nat Love. He hears that his enemy, which is played by Idris Elba, named Rufus Buck, he heard he's being released from jail. Not only him, but his gang. So he basically, Nat Love, who is played by Jonathan Majors, basically gets his gang together to go after him. And it's basically on some like posse versus posse. Speaking of, you ever seen, and I think it's been a long time, it's just been a long time since I've seen it, but it was a movie kinda that had a vibe of this that made me think of Mario Van Peebles. There was a movie called Posse, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong. Overall though, this did feel more of like a comedy than a drama. And when I heard about because I already heard about this coming out, and even with the trailer, it kind of gave a glance of, okay, this is not going to be like some gritty Western with a black cast or whatnot. This is going to be more stylish and more comedic. I see that. And going into watching it, it was more comedic. Honestly, I didn't honestly feel no dramatic beat watching this. And that's my opinion. And I think the reason is because, like I said again, I feel like we've been conditioned and watched so many movies before this with not only the same plot or stories, but these Westerns. And going into this, it's like, I mean, we have seen this so much, it's like looking at this and looking at the story, it's kind of like I've just been ran through the mill so much. But it didn't stop me from enjoying what they was doing. I feel like Idris Elba's Rufus Buck was a very intimidating character. I feel like he wasn't a loud, over-the-top villain. He was actually calm and collective. Like, he was almost so sadistic and sinister at the same time because of his calm and collective way, and the way he really didn't have a reaction to certain things, and when he would order certain things to be done, or when he would do certain things. He does something, like in particular at the beginning of this movie, and he really don't have a reaction. But like I said, going into this and watching it, in my opinion, as far as my opinion, I'm not going to front, man. It just felt like, and that's our first glance, and when I first watching it, like I said, it didn't take me out of the movie, because I say going into 30 minutes into the movie, I'm good. I'm going with the flow of the movie. I'm good. I'm good with what they are trying to do with the movie. It felt like you had a bunch of actors in costumes, and it almost felt kind of like a play a little bit. To me, it just did. It felt like a play a little bit. It's so bright. It's almost like they slid in house. You know, like on the TV set or something, like they would slide in houses and slide them back out. It felt like, it looked like that sometimes to me. It kind of felt like that, and it's definitely stylized. And I can feel people saying the whole Django thing, but you know, Quentin Tarantino took a lot of his style from other people. I mean, some of his, primarily, Quentin Tarantino, my bad if I can sound like I can't talk out, but primarily Quentin Tarantino movies are based off like late 70s, early 80s stylistic movies, and they type of styles as far as what they used to do with those type of movies. Django Unchained, give or take the whole slave stuff and whatnot. That movie was, you know what he called it, a spaghetti western or whatnot. that movie was kind of the style of what he had seen and the stuff he grew up watching and loving. Similar to what he recently did with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So his style is not even really his style. He take notes from stuff that he enjoyed growing up as a filmmaker and becoming a filmmaker and whatnot. So watching this, like I said, you see some of those similar beats, some of the style of the camera, the way they shooting it, and the way they be fighting, the way they be shooting the guns and whatnot, the way the blood like splatters. It's almost comic book stylish. I heard other people who reviewed this say that similar thing as far as the comic book style. And that's before I even watched this. And when I watched it, I was like, okay, I kind of see that. And like I said, these things didn't take me out of the movie. Like I said, the first 30 minutes of the movie, I'm kind of looking at it like, I mean, this is kind of looking like, it kind of look, I ain't gonna say fake. It looked cosplayish. It looked like I said, they was dressed up in costumes. It looked like a play. That's what I was saying. It kind of looked like a play. But it did not take me out of the movie. I was still with the movie. And like I said, 30 minutes going into it, I'm with the story. I'm going along with it. And like I said, I seen what was coming. Of course, come on, man. What I will say, I'm gonna say this. As much as I seen what was coming as far as the way the story was going to go, him getting revenge or whatnot, I did not see that twist coming at the end. It is a twist at the end. I'm not gonna say what it is. I did not see that coming. I enjoyed that a lot, honestly. Give or take, I've heard. I feel like with that ending, it was been like, if this was I'm gonna say this, if this was been more of a greedy Western, more of like, I guess more grounded, and that twist would have came at the end, I probably would have hit me even harder, honestly. I'm just saying, not saying that this wasn't a good movie. And by the way, shout out to the director, James Samuel. I think he did a terrific job on here. I think he did the directing, he did the writing. I think he did some of the music. Speaking of the music, it's modern music in there. It does not bother me though. Not only that, it's because the way the music is, it kind of goes with the scenes. That when the music come in, it does go with the scenes. But it ain't just that. This movie does not look like it was made for like the old days. It looks up to date. It looks modern because of how bright it is and how stylish it is, the way it's shot and whatnot. So with the music, it does not hurt the movie to me anyway. And I never noticed that Jamaican music can kind of go with Western style music. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I really enjoyed about this movie, like I said again, is I'm not gonna say in particular that it was standouts, but Lakeith Stanfield and Regina King as bad guys, I honestly enjoyed it. Because watching the first trailer, I didn't know what they was doing. I didn't know it was gonna be like this posse versus posse type of movie. I honestly thought it was gonna be like some type of race going on. I did. But even when I heard about them doing this movie, I said, oh, there's gonna be some type of race stuff going on. Dealing with people in the town, white people, you know, the whole nine, or you know, the regular stuff, especially dealing with what they was dealing with as far as the times this movie is supposed to be based on. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely enjoyed what they did. Like I said, as far as Lakeith Stanfield and Regina King, I enjoyed them as bad guys. Even though I feel like they were more over the top villainous in this to me, in my honest opinion, especially Lakeith Stanfield. Even though I enjoyed it, they were more over the top villainous. The reason I say I enjoyed them as villains because I would have loved to see them in a more grounded movie as villains. Lakeith Stanfield and Regina King, because I haven't really seen them in anything to playing a bad guy. I mean, Lakeith Stanfield, you could say him in the Black Messiah, but he was just playing more of a snaky ass nigga, not more of a villain. But even though he was one, but another thing I really enjoyed about this movie, I enjoyed the fact that they didn't use the word nigga in here. You ain't hear nigga. It was a point in here where somebody was about to say it, and there was a particular white dude about to say nigga, and he didn't even get a chance to really say no. It was like, boom, it's done. That to me was like a sign, not only a sign, but it was sending a message saying, nah, this ain't that type of movie. You're not going to hear a bunch of white people running around yelling nigga. You're not even going to hear us running around yelling nigga. This ain't going to be that movie. Not to say I'm this person sitting up here like, yeah, I can't stand that word nigga. I say nigga a bunch of times. I say I do. I'm just being honest. But you know what I'm saying, in the text or the form of not being like, hey, look at that nigga over there. And you know what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying. But I'm saying as far as watching so many movies that have done it, I mean, anybody who's complaining about this movie, I'm telling you, I've heard people complaining like this movie ain't racist enough. And black people complaining about it not being racist enough. I'm telling you, I've heard this. So anybody complaining about that, that's what you got Django Unchained for. That's what you got 12 Years a Slave for. I mean, you got all type of movies you can go watch where you can hear the word being yelled nigga, 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 nigga throughout the movie. What they did with this is basically send that quick message to let you know we ain't even doing it this route. We're not doing that. We're going to show you just a bunch of black people running around doing what they do in a Western. Not only that, as far as the actors, you could tell everybody had a good time filming this. You could tell everybody was enjoying themselves. Not only that, once again, these were top-notch black actors in this movie. This wasn't no low-key little people, not this top down on anybody that's trying to make it in the acting industry or in the film industry that is not a high profile actor or actress as far as a black person. But I'm just saying, for this type of movie, they had everybody that was a name. You knew everybody face in this movie. You seen everybody in this movie. Think about Regina King and Delroy Lindo, like classic legendary actors. And by the way, Regina King ain't aged in a day. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying, beautiful, beautiful. But Delroy Lindo, man, classical actor, man. Delroy Lindo, he was recently in another Netflix movie that Spike Lee did called The Five Bloods. He was terrific in there, man. I'm so glad to see him doing his thing in recent movies, man. And not only in recent movies, but movies that are like, this is everybody talking about this movie. Like, everybody talking about it. So it's good to see actors like that you have seen in multiple movies back in the day coming in doing movies. The man was in Malcolm X with Denzel Washington. You know what year that came out, man? I'm just saying how long ago this man has been doing this thing. Shout out Delroy Lindo. Not only that, he playing a legendary person as far as the cowboy that is based on the real Lone Ranger. But other than that, as far as, like I said, the whole story and everything, I enjoyed what they was trying to do with this. Overall, though, it's not one of my favorite movies. I'm not going to be honest with you, like I said, because you just seen this movie so much, and it's not the movie's fault. I understood what they was trying to do. I think it's more going on the sense that, like I said before, being conditioned and have watched so many of these movies, these stories. Not only that, growing up and watching Westerns that doesn't have our faces on them as far as black people. So watching a movie that's filled with terrific, beautiful black people that's running around doing what they're doing, and like I said, every time, I mean, every scene, it's somebody popping up that I'm like, oh, I seen him in this movie, oh, I done seen him in that, oh, I done seen him. I'm telling you, man, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, man. Shout out to my black people, man. Shout out to my people. I just said, but overall, though, man, like I said, story-wise, I ain't gonna front, man. I was in and out of it somewhat because, like I said, I've just seen it so many times. Not only that, I feel like it's terrific. Everybody was terrific in this movie. Everybody was. I feel like some of them was kind of felt like they was there and they was kind of in like that costume form. If you understand what I'm saying, they kind of was like I don't know what way to say it, but in the same time, when I say that, I feel like they was enjoying themselves as far as the actors and the actresses. I feel like they was enjoying what they was doing. At the same time, I feel like it just felt like more if they was doing like a play. That's what I mean. Like, it felt like kind of some of the scenes was more like it was a play or whatnot. It's surprises. No, it wasn't no surprises in here. It's a scene in here where I knew it was coming. It's somebody talking a lot of talk. He keep talking and boom, it's over. And I knew it was coming because I've just seen these type of scenes before. We all have seen them. You know that person that think he's the best of the best. And by the way, he's one of the funniest characters in here. He is. He's one of the funniest characters in here. You know who I'm talking about, man. He is. By the way, the comedy in here, I really enjoyed it, man. But that's the thing about it. I felt like this was more of a comedy movie than a drama, and more of a comedy than a thriller or whatnot. With that being said, I still enjoyed everything they was trying to do. I enjoyed everybody in this movie. I didn't feel like nobody was left out. I didn't feel like I forgot when this person would show up, or I forgot when this actor or actress would not be on the scene for a certain amount of time, or I forget they was in the movie. I remember everybody was in the movie, and I enjoyed everybody that was in the movie. Give or take, like I said, it did feel more like a play to me, in my opinion. This movie felt somewhat like a play, and that was more because of the way it looked, like the brightness and the style of it. And like I said, if it would have been a little bit more greedy, a little bit more grounded, and the story might have been a little bit, like I say again, that twist at the end, I think it was a phenomenal twist. I enjoyed that. But like I said, with this type of movie it's almost like a comic book twist. If you understand what I'm saying, it's like almost like Batman, Nightwing, or not Nightwing, but Batman and some Robin, Joker. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man, shit kind of felt comic bookish with the style they went with and with everything was going on, because you got so many scenes with this music start dropping and when they doing these action sequences or whatnot. But like I say again, it did take me out the movie. Overall, though, the cast, the direction they went in as far as the camera shots and the way they would shoot out scenes or fight sequences, I enjoyed it, man. It did take me out the movie, but it wasn't nothing that I haven't seen. That was more the thing. It wasn't nothing I haven't seen. Once again, I want to say I enjoyed them not having the emphasis to use the N-word, the word nigga, throughout the movie. And that's as far as with having white people. Like I said, as far as white people, I don't think it was, I didn't see I think at the beginning, as far as the train, more than that, it's probably 96 to 95% black people all throughout this movie. Definitely, man. And I enjoyed every bit of it. Like I said, you have all the westerns you want out there. If you want to see the ones that's been out, the ones that we grew up on watching with your grandma and grandpa, whatever, you got all of them out there. As far as this movie and for what it did, I absolutely enjoyed it. I did. It's not one of my favorites. It's not going to be something I'm just going to go back and watch over and over again. It'll be definitely something I see or catch and be like, oh, I ain't seen this in a minute, I got to go watch it. Like I said, it's not my favorite. It is not. Absolutely not. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. It didn't take me out of the movie at all as far as me feeling like it did. It did at moments. Like I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to keep emphasis on this. To me, in my opinion, it felt like a play at moments. Overall, though, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the cast. I enjoyed the story. I honestly be looking more to whatever Jamie Samuel be doing as far as more movies, if he'll be doing more. I think this is his first full-length movie. He had probably done like a short film, and he did like something for Jay-Z, I think, but this is like his first full feature-length movie. And look everybody he was working with. Look at everybody he was working with as far as these veteran actors, and having all these superstar actors that's rising stars now, like Lakeith Stanfield, RJ Styles, Jonathan Majors, and Zoe Beats, or Zozo Beats. I'm sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. But dealing with all that and being a first-time full feature film director, hey, I think Jay-Z produced this too, because I know he worked on the soundtrack or whatnot. But overall, I enjoyed this, man. Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. Did y'all enjoy this? How did y'all feel as far as the modern day music or whatnot in certain scenes? How did y'all feel about the look of this? Just let me know overall, how did y'all feel about this film, especially with introducing these black cowboys and cowgirls and all these different elements as far as this movie. Let me know in the comment section, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is the road to 400 subs. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. Shout out to all my subscribers and shout out to everybody checking out my videos, man. We out.
Endured violence. That being said, you are currently in company of extremely violent individuals. Jump, mother.
Made me smile at the actual situation. And because they can sense that I'm not afraid of it, yeah, it's only because of my experience prior to. They don't